You're listening to Unspooled, the podcast where failed prints are just part of the journey. Hosted by Corey from Moji 3D, the guy who thinks filament is a personality trait, and Steve from Layer by Layer, who probably has more spools of filament than forks. Every week we dive into 3D printing, making, and the occasional rant. So grab your favorite filament and let's get unspooled.
All right. We should be live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Steve. How you doing? We are on episode 35. 35, which we're behind a couple episodes of where we would have been because we did take some time for the holidays to ourselves. But we've been back now. This is the third episode back in
third or fourth, right? Wait, is it the third? Joel, then Firearms.
Yeah, and this one. So
okay, I thought we had another one in between.
Yeah. So yeah. But we have a good one tonight. We have a guest who should be joining us right in about 4 minutes, right around 8:10 p.m. our time. If you're out at the West Coast time, it should be like, 5:10? So we'll just take a few minutes before Mr. Telling, the 3D printing nerd, joins us, just to kind of catch up. So, Steve, what have you been up to this week?
Let's see. What have I been up to? Really, nothing. I feel like I've been doing just some small prints for like my wife for stuff that she needed for work.
Yeah.
And really, that's it. I really need, but I can't say I feel like stuff is kind of like picking up. There's always that printing lull that people go through.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel like taking the filament off the machine and all of that stuff. So I feel like I'm coming out of that part of it. I was working on some Demogorgon design stuff that I have been working on for like forever. That's been coming along. Kind of like after courtesy of watching. If you guys don't know, Wexter has been streaming a lot lately on Twitch. So if you get a chance to make sure to check out Wexter. He's been,
gives you the design bug if you need.
He's getting the design bug now.
Motivation.
Yep, 100%, dude, 100%. So it's a good time of the year. Everything's kind of like flowing again, and people are starting to have fun. There's no events coming up, so people aren't pressured.
Yeah.
So like all of that stuff, man.
Yeah, I'm usually like ramped up on holiday season, but this year it was different.
Did we get a raid?
I just needed a.
Yeah, we got a raid from Pez Liz. Hey Pez, thanks for the raid.
Everybody
appreciate it. Hey everybody, we are Unspooled. If you've not been here before, we're Unspooled as Moji. I think hopefully I'm pointing in the right direction. And then there's me, Steve.
And,
Steve. One of the twin powers activate. We host a 3D printing podcast. It is very simple. We like 3D printing. We know that you guys like 3D printing. So we talk about things that are 3D printing and 3D printing related. So it doesn't have to be, it could be cosplay, it could be all kinds of stuff. So we appreciate you guys coming in. Make sure to subscribe to the channel or follow the channel. Follow us both everywhere. We talk about this stuff. We talk about all kinds of stuff. So appreciate you guys. Thanks, Liz.
So we are about 1 minute away. And again, thanks for the raid, Liz. And we are on the way. Our guest just joined. So we're going to bring him in about 30 seconds. Everybody's talking about you kiss. Somebody's talking about you kiss your mother.
That's the critter 42.
Ever. So without any more delay, let's go ahead and bring our guest on.
Hey guys.
Hey,
hello, Mr. Telling.
Hey, Corey, Steve, what's going on?
Nothing much.
Last time I saw you guys was 3D Printopia.
Yeah, Printopia.
Yeah. There we go.
Doing our first table, it was pretty cool, man.
It was cool. I remember.
It was a great event. So how's
going on tonight? I've been all right.
Yeah. Not much. We've just been doing the same old stuff. So just to let everybody know how this all went down, I reached out to Joel today, right? So this hasn't been planned.
That's right.
I literally reached out
Hold on,
the curtain.
you're making him seem too accessible. Okay.
No, I
Like
reached out to Joel today, and he's like, "Hey, he's like, yeah, I'm
exchanged.
yeah," and he's like, "I'm interested to come on." He's like, "How about tonight?" And I'm like, "Dude, that's amazing." And yes, so
Well, you were all like, "We do shows on Wednesdays," and I looked at my watch and I was like, "It's Wednesday." So
let's do it tonight.
that's the universe telling us this should happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the funniest part was he was like, "Hey, Joe may come on," and this is around like 3 or something. I'm like eating lunch with my son. I like doze off at the kitchen table. I wake up and like our producer and Ian, our producer, going back and forth. I'm like, "What the hell is going on?" And he's like, "He's coming on tonight."
I think he
Did
thought
you say
I was
that
joking.
like a Muppet?
Yeah,
like a Muppet, where you're like, yeah.
Well, Muppet.
So we appreciate you coming on, especially at such short notice. And this is amazing.
I appreciate you having me.
Oh, this is great. So I know we don't have you for a ton of time. We have a ton of questions. So
let's do it.
Let's skip the regular questions. We don't care about how you got into.
I'm good till like 8:30 your time. So we got like 20 minutes.
Okay.
What's your favorite type of pizza? This is important.
Pizza. I am very partial to pepperoni and cheese with a proper crust, properly cooked. I want the pepperoni to have a crispness to it, and I want the cheese to be a blend.
Okay.
Yep.
Pineapples on pizza or no?
Heck, dude, I do not discriminate against any vegetables or fruits on pizzas.
That's right.
If you want to put a pineapple on pizza, go for it. Like I drizzle ranch and on my pizza. Like I put peppers on it. Like I mean, it's a pizza. Like just if you don't like pineapples on pizza, don't put them on pizza.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We're good. All right, you can leave now. That's all we really want to do.
Was that it? I appreciate you, Steve. Yeah, that was great.
So I kind of wanted to just overall lead off with the first question of, you've been doing this for some time, right? Almost 11 years?
Right. 11 years now, yeah, that's right.
In 8 years, you just recently made a post, I think about
that's
8
right.
years
that's
full
right.
time, right?
Yeah,
so,
it's been my anniversary, yeah.
Yeah, so in all the time that you've been doing this, what has surprised you most about turning 3D printing into a full-time career, right? Because you were Adobe while you did this for 3 years and then kind of decided to go all in. And what has been the one thing that's been like the most shocking to you? I
think so. Usually when I get asked this question, the shocking part is the amount of free time that you don't have. You think that, I was doing this and a full-time job. Obviously, if I get rid of the full-time job, I'm going to have all the time in the world. But as you become a creator, that doesn't happen. Famously, I like to say every day is a Monday, but every day is also a Friday. And so your personal life starts to intertwine with work, and it's always work, but it's always play. But now, though, I think more appropriately, because we're at a place in 3D printing now that I never dreamed that we would actually be here, where the high quality, high speed machine and material would be ubiquitous and inexpensive. As a content creator, I mean, I still remember long ago when I printed world's largest hairy lion. Now, nearly any machine, nearly any what would be considered large machine could make that faster and of higher quality. It's just crazy.
So do you ever go back and look at some of your stuff? Because I remember your Flashforge Creator Pro video, right? That was like the first video that I ever saw you made. Did you ever go back and view those things?
Sometimes, yeah. I go back. There's a lot of times, just because I've been doing it so long, I believe I have like 1,300 different videos over that time. And you'll see someone that has an idea and implements it and 3D prints something. And every once in a while I go back because I'm like, wait a minute, I did that like 8 years ago, or I did that 7 years ago. And so sometimes I will go back to older content and change a thumbnail and a title to better reflect what people who are doing it now would search for. And I do get some hits on that.
Nice.
Steve, seemed like you had a question.
At what point did you like outside of the 8-year window? When were you like, okay, this is becoming more than just a hobby, and it's turning into something more? Because at that point, there weren't any like full-time 3D printing. I say there could have been, but there weren't any full-time 3D printing uh, influencers out there. So, what made you say, okay, this looks pretty serious, and I got something here, and it's like, what was the actual like moment that you felt that?
So early on, I established an LLC, and I got a business banking account and a business line of credit. And I started the small business route very early on. And so any of the sponsorships or money that I earned via YouTube, via the channel, would funnel into that account. And at the beginning, because I worked for Adobe, I had a software engineer salary, I had health insurance, I had free time. So when like my wife and kids, we'd go out to eat every once in a while, I would be like, "Oh, YouTube is buying us dinner," and we would all laugh. But I think what really was that turning point is when there was money in the account and I had created myself a runway so that if for some reason I didn't have that full-time gig, I could go to it. And it was just, I remember it was my wife and I were in bed for the night, and we had a conversation, and we were just like, let's pull the trigger. And at that point, it started to feel real, but the moment that it really felt real was like the Monday morning when I didn't have to go to work, but I was working for myself. I got up and made some toast and drank some orange juice, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't have to get in a car and go somewhere. Like, I can sit down and research or print something, or and so it felt quote unquote real for a while, but the realness didn't really set in until it became my sole income. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I understand. 100%. Do you think it's easier now for influencers to make that move in the 3D printing realm than it was when you started, or like let's say even 2 or 3 years after you started?
That's a really, I think it's easier now than ever to create content around what you're passionate about and put it out and gain an audience, whether that's 3D printing or technology, or you like rowing a boat, or you like eating ice cream, or you get paid to wear bikinis. I don't know, whatever level of content creator that you want. I believe now more than ever, it's easier to do. I think if we narrow down to 3D printing, I think that it's easier to do, but we don't have that level of discovery of new things like we did in the past. Like when I did my world's largest hairy lion, or I did a stacked printing colors to showcase a logo or something. It was new and it was fresh and it was cool. Nowadays, though, we don't get as much of that because so much has just been, 3D printing is for lack of a better term, is a polished experience. And so I think that the route to a content creator, unlike what I did, is more in the project scene, the ideas you can do, the things that you can create. And I think that's evident because a lot of the manufacturers of filaments and machines gravitate towards large projects that creators come up with.
True.
So along with that, we actually have a guest in chat who's got a question.
Oh,
well, so I know you've had a print farm for a while, but you really kind of over the last few years went all in. You got that massive print farm. So Critter42 says, what motivated the building of the print farm to the level it is?
Hi, Critter42. I appreciate the question. So what motivated the building of the print farm? Fantastic question. It was originally a way to sort of diversify my income sources. And at the time, 3D printed dragons were a thing, and you could get $40 to $60 per dragon on Etsy or Facebook Marketplace or what have you. And so I was in a unique position because what I could do is utilize the farm for things that I could make content around. And so it was an easy business purchase. And I worked with Prusa. I bought a bunch of Mark III's machines. I took, I believe it was used stock of theirs or returns or whatever. And so I worked with them to get a good deal because I purchased, I think it was 25 or 30, something like that. And then the goal was just to print dragons, which I did, and I made some cash with that. But then when people learned that I had a print farm, they were like, hey, maybe you can help us out. Like Bill from Chameleon 3D. He originally had some PETG parts that he modeled, and before he went injection molded, he said, hey, Joel, what would you price to print these out? I gave him a good price, and so then I printed for him. And then the print farm started to grow up. My executive producer and I were able to talk to bigger clients, and when SparkFun learned what we could do, I started crunching the numbers, and it made sense. And so we were able to upgrade to Mark IVs. I've got some Core 1s in the farm, and we are, in fact, right now in the room, we are printing another 5,000 XRP kits for SparkFun.
That was going to be my next question. How many? So my son and I, we are involved in an FRC robotics. So when I found out you were printing, yeah.
Corey,
so when I found out you were printing those, that was really cool because we see those. So we were at an FRC event last season, 2025, and we saw those kits at a table.
Oh, cool.
And I was
they were probably ones that were printed on the farm.
That's what I was thinking. So how many of those kits have you guys printed, or how many have you printed of those?
So the original order we had was 10,000 kits, so 80,000 parts. And then they recently asked if we could do another run of 5,000 because they were starting to run out as they get popular. And so we're working on another 5,000 XRP kits right now.
Cool.
And there are other XRP style kits that people have reached out and asked for quotes on. And so now as a print farm operator, I get to look at scheduling and employee time and, you know, all the stuff that you do when you start to grow up a little bit.
So I mean, I'm guessing that over these last 11 years, is like every year just become increasingly more busy and more complicated?
Yes. So if you think back over the last 8 years, the economy has kind of done, you know, it hasn't been just an up. We've had some downs and ups and downs. And the busyness is paired with attempting to find the right ways to get revenue. And so now the busy is directly related to revenue opportunities. So like the print farm, I've got my wife, you know, she runs it and she's able to switch out prints and do packaging and stuff, but she can't always be here. I'm at the studio lots, and so sometimes, you know, I'll take a break from what I'm doing and do the print farm stuff. But then, you know, I'll get prints going on other machines because I have videos coming up, and then I have to think of projects. I do run the small business, so, you know, I'm in QuickBooks doing stuff.
And there's a bit of traveling mixed in there.
And there's traveling. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Because next month I'm going to the Sanjay Mortimer Rep Rap show. Yeah. And then in April I'll be at Rocky Mountain. The busy is really just trying to capture revenue opportunities. But man, I still like my time. Like I can. There's been more than one. I can count on. There's been enough times where I've eaten a nice bowl of ice cream and I put it on the table and then I fall asleep on the couch.
So here's a question, kind of like along that same line. Like, when you're not 3D printing, what's your like non 3D printing thing that you love to do? Is it like fishing or skee ball or something? Who knows?
I like baseball a lot.
Okay. Oh, cool.
My son's a select baseball player. My wife played softball through college. It's a fun sport. I've a couple friends of mine work at the Seattle Mariners. I might be working with them later this year. Hint, hint.
Nice.
Baseball as a pastime is fun. I like watching sports. I enjoy a tasty beverage.
What about the Seahawks? The Seahawks are
man. I got this Sunday is going to be a fantastic day, man. Oh man.
So that was cool. I'm New England, right? I was born in Boston, New York, in Massachusetts. I currently live in Maine. So everybody here, I'm not a big Patriots fan, but everybody here obviously is a big Patriots fan. So it's Seahawks and Patriots.
It is. I
is.
know. Hey,
it should be a very good game.
It should be super good. The Patriots 14-3, just like the Seahawks in the regular season. Drake May's been fantastic. They aren't the Belichick Brady Patriots. Like they are something different. But the Seahawks aren't the Legion of Boom either. And so I think seeing Vrabel and Mike McDonald just go to head with the teams that they've created, it's gonna be a great game. Like I really hope the Seahawks pull it out. But I'm just really happy to be there.
I'm actually like fearing for my life because I am also rooting for the Seahawks. But
there you go.
I'm in Patriot land, so I have to like.
It's dangerous, man. So you wear any blues and greens, you're screwed.
One of our frequent viewers, Ferndog, is also a fellow Mainer. So if he just heard me and you're a Patriots fan, Ferndog, I apologize, but I do. I was a Seattle Supersonics fan as a kid.
Yeah,
Sean Kemp.
Come on.
Gary Payton.
I'm a big basketball fan, and the Supersonics were like one of my teams. And so I've just always gravitated. And then obviously when the Seahawks had Marshawn Lynch, that was great. So I've always liked Seattle sports. So to see them in the Super Bowl, I'm actually rooting for them. So we'll see.
I appreciate you.
Yeah. So one of the other questions, actually, somebody else had asked me this a little bit ago, and they're actually they're a content creator, not of your level, but somebody had posed them a question, and I wanted to ask it to you. They asked this guy. They said, "Do you find that now that you are more popular and busier, that you have to sacrifice creativity for consistency?" Or is it kind of the opposite? Like, because he was like, I don't know. He's like, I feel the pressure to put out videos more often, but I also want to be creative and have the videos to be what I want them to be. So he's like, I might not be as consistent and trying to be a little bit more creative. So how do you balance that?
It's really difficult. Yeah. We put out a video a week. Like it's been that way for years. I have an executive producer. I have an editor that we use. So I think everything that we put out every week is me trying to tell a really fun story and trying to impart some wisdom or education in a way that's fun, right? That's what I'm always trying to do. Not every video is going to be a banger, but you're always trying to find a unique way to tell a story, and in telling that story, showcase a machine, a material, or a model in a specific way. There have been times where I've poured my heart and soul into a video that I'm passionate about and I love, and it gets no clicks, no matter how many times I change a thumbnail or how many times I change a title. It just doesn't get the clicks on YouTube. But there are times when I've just farted out a video because I printed something and I needed something, and I was like, this will be a cool story to tell. I'm not passionate about it. It's not like earth-shattering, but it's cool, and I'm going to tell you a story. And then those just skyrocket. They take off for some insane reason.
So one of my favorite videos that you've done, and I actually may have been your last one. I don't know if it was your last one. It was been recent, but you did the TPU clip for the shoulder belt.
Oh, for Dirtfish. Yeah, that was the last one that no one saw.
So I loved that. That was like, because I'm a TPU fan, and I'm a dirt track drift racing rally guy.
Okay, so this was,
and I'm a car guy
to you. Yeah.
So for me, I was like, that is awesome, right? And it'll be interesting to see. I mean, that was recently new, but to me, that was like, if you're going to get 600,000 views on a video, that's the one I would go for. So,
I would appreciate that too. If that actually happened.
But it's interesting to what you say, that because I like it or you like it or Steve likes it, doesn't mean that 600,000 other people are going to find it or be,
agreed.
That's like
but
that.
Again, I'm a YouTube creator though. So do I just cater to the niche that my audience expects me to be in, or do I get to explore my passions and tell a story? And I think it's both.
Yeah,
I think it's
you
both.
got to pay your bills, man.
Got to pay the bills. Yeah.
So, quick question. So what are you more excited about? Better machines or better material? Because this is going to be a big year for TPU. I think that's kind of like assumed across the board.
I think materials all the way. I think that I think we haven't hit the apex of FDM, but we've hit a really good level where we get fast and we get high quality at the same time.
Yeah.
Materials though, we're still doing weird sciencey stuff like that quantum filament that Protopasta made with the quantum dot stuff.
With the dots in it.
That's cool. Different additives that are metals or metal composites that you could print through FDM are cool. Just on the resin side, while it's not FDM, it is a material, and we're getting things that are once printed have semi cool properties that are similar to like aluminum or whatever. Like we're really getting into this cool place where polymers are king, man. They're strong. Well, like TPUs, like I did in that Dirtfish video, like sure, it works as a shoulder strap, but it's also going to work for some other things that I do because it's incredibly durable and it's easier now than ever to print, and it comes in all sorts of amazing colors and finishes. Like it's amazing.
And the thing with TPU is that, and a lot of people don't realize, because most people know 95A, right? If they have experience with TPU, it's a 95A.
Yeah, of course.
But they don't realize they haven't seen 80 and 85 and 60D, and then they ask, what's the difference between A's and D's? And it's such an interesting material that can do so many things. And then you got Soraya Tech doing like the air TPU, where if you print it at a different temperature, it's a different hardness, and we've talked about this before, is that like I think over the last 5 years, most of the advancements, in my opinion, has been in the material science. Because I remember when we were printing PLA back in the day, and it was like 195. And the first time I ever saw somebody say, "Oh, print this high-speed PLA at 210 or 220," everybody was like, "What? Like that's hot, what? Right?" And now that's just the norm.
So, yeah, I know. 220 is like the default. Also,
it's the default.
Materials, yes, but I think we're going to see software hit a hockey stick in the graph. I know. I mean, Prusa Slicer 3.0, I know, is kind of been cooking, and they've teased it a bit, but it and what Bamboo Lab does, and then Orca Slicer doing some cool stuff. Like I think we're going to see some really like scarf seams where just a white paper essentially, or a project, and all of a sudden now you just tick a button and you get a scarf scheme. A scarf scheme. So,
mouse ears the same way.
Mouse ears.
Mouse ears yourself.
All of it. So
we were using. So at the robotics team, we were printing TPU and PLA parts and TPU and PETG parts, and we're showing the kids like beam interlocking in Orca Slicer, and all the kids are like, "It just does it," and I'm like, "Yeah, it just does it. You just click a button."
Like on the H2C, I did the Tolomer and high flow PETG, and like I couldn't break that without hurting myself, and it was because of the way it interlaid I was like, it's brilliant.
That's probably been one of my favorite features added into any slicer in quite a while. That's my thing, because we print a lot of rigid plastics with soft plastics, and a lot of times in the robotics that oftentimes don't stick together. Sometimes they do, but that beam interlocking, or the ability to use two non-adhering
they hold on for dear life. It's wonderful.
You can make some amazing stuff. So,
and even on the software side, when you look at like the fact that companies are now contributing, like they're pulling from the software, but they're also contributing back to it, which is a good thing to see that they're listening and know that they shouldn't, like, hey, just don't take, make sure you give back, even if it's focused mostly on your machine. We know that people use Orca across the board for tons of machines. Absolutely.
Yeah. There's features in Orca that are not in Prusa Slicer, and you would use Orca for your Prusa machine because it can do more. Like there are concrete examples of that, and I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
So I know technically we're 5 minutes over the time.
We're good. We're good. I got another 5 to 10. Let's keep going, man.
One question that I had, and this is, I think, but this is for all three of us. Okay.
Okay.
At arm's length, I want you to grab your either your favorite or most used tool, and show it to the
Sweet Jesus.
And
the
arms.
chat.
I'm in a clean studio. Like I've
Are
got
you?
my water with me out near
Oh.
me.
So this is mine.
Ah!
We did not.
So you guys have
plan
stuff
this.
on your desk. I don't. I have. Here, I'll tell you what.
Okay.
Here's what I have on my desk.
You could just
I've
say
got
it.
Dummy 13 and I've got my water.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
Well, you could just
oh,
say
hey,
it.
that's a thumbnail
I'm trying
right
to think.
there.
Yeah,
That
it
is
is.
So
I'm trying to
you
think,
could
did I
just
say
say
it?
My
What?
favorite
No.
tool. My favorite tool is my
Yep.
hacksmith torch. It's right over there because it gets rid of zits and wisps.
That's a good
I
one.
can bend plastics a little bit if I need to. It just it takes care of everything. So
That's a good
The
one.
funny thing about Hacksmith, I went to Canada this summer, and on the way home, I was like, "Hey, babe," I was like, "We're in Canada. I need to stop past this place and just take a picture outside." And it was Hacksmith Industries. Me and my son like hopped out and took a picture in front of it. I was like, who knows when we're gonna be back up here again? I was like, it was
told
like
him
an
he
hour.
should have.
Yeah,
I
it
told
was
him he
like
should have run closer and like
I
sat
should've,
on the
yeah.
Thor's hammer,
yeah.
but he didn't want to
Yeah.
get busted
No, I
for
don't wanna-
trespassing.
Did you ever hear how much the hammer, the big one out front, weighs?
No.
How much is
It's
I know can crush a car.
4,430 Thor
God.
pounds.
That's the best dad joke. I've heard
That
in a
is
while.
that I mean that was
Yeah.
perfect. When James told me that, he just kind of giggled a little bit, and I was like, "You've won, sir. You've won."
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's gonna say a real number, and then I was like, that's even better.
Well, it actually. So here's the thing. It is 4,444 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, is it okay?
I
Yeah, but
assumed
they
that,
call
yeah.
it Thor.
They call it Thor. Oh, okay, that makes perfect
4,430
sense.
Thor pounds. Yeah,
Thanks for that
yeah.
clarification. 'cause
That's even
great.
better. Like that's even better.
Yeah. It
That's
was funny
even
because
better.
it was like a Monday or something when we were riding by there, and like you could see people like just kind of like eyeballing, and it's like, oh, is that the place? Like you can see, I saw like another car go down and like U-turn to come back up. It's a bit of a landmark, you know what I mean? Like people,
It's cool. Like right
Yeah.
now, it's covered in snow, and it looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even want to look outside right now. We got too much snow.
Yeah,
but-
we're
So-
both East Coast, and we got a bunch of snow.
Yeah, you do. Miss
So I'm
Hunt.
gonna ask one more question, then I'm gonna let Steve ask some questions, and then we'll let you tell where you're gonna be over the next bit of time before we
Deal. I like it.
Where do you think we're headed in 3D printing? FDM, yes, but just in general, like I know it's material and software, but we've got a lot of, and we don't have to get into it, but we've got a lot of legislation on the stuff that people are talking about and all that
Yeah.
stuff. We talked about it last week on the
Yeah,
show.
we did.
I know you made a video about it.
Yeah, I've
But
actually
where
got
are
the
we-
script of a video we're going to be putting out soon too.
Yeah. So where do you
Yeah.
think we're headed with 3D printing at people's homes in the next 5 years?
I think that we will see a natural progression as new machines come out and everything hopefully costs less. And we just see more and more people adopt 3D printing because their kids saw it at school, or they went to a maker fair or a rep show, or they saw it at Micro Center, or they saw a video or whatever. Where we run into is uneducated lawmakers attempting to circumvent the natural awesomeness of a tool by fear mongering it, and that's just not okay. Like the bills in New York and the bills in Washington, it's not that they're bad, it's that they shouldn't exist because they were proposed from an uneducated standpoint by people we elect, and it's not a partisan issue. It's just a scientific issue. It's a natural issue. It's just humans not doing the right thing. So
Exactly.
I'm hoping that the next 5 years is full of awesome, and I can still operate a print farm, and I can still share all the wonders of 3D printing across the interwebs. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So Steve, do you have any last minute questions for
your favorite doctor? Which one?
Oh, that would be Matt Smith. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know why?
I know you and your daughter met Matt Smith.
Yeah,
right?
that's why. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
I just
yeah,
want to make sure. That actually on Facebook, every once in a while, the Doctor Who Hub page reposts that image, and below it, I just get tagged. Wait, is that Joel? Is that Joel? Is that 3D printing nerd? It looks like him. What's going on? So yeah, so it's surprising you asked that.
He just started watching.
I just started. Steve actually just got me watching it. So
Yeah.
last year and a half is the first time I've ever watched it in my life. And I started off at the newer ones. What is it, 05 till now?
Oh, okay. You started, so the first season with Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah.
Because I remember him from Gone in 60 Seconds as the bad guy. So I actually, he was the crazy guy that made like the wood caskets, right?
Yeah,
so,
okay. I forgot all about that.
Yeah. But I liked the next one. Tennant. I liked him.
David Tennant.
But I'm into the Matt Smith one now, and I have to agree, I like him. Of the three, I like him the best so far.
As you get into his tenure, you're gonna love the stories that they tell.
Oh my gosh, right? He gets married. It's crazy.
Spoiler.
Now here's the thing. I like Capaldi a lot, and more so because when he first came out, he was like very grizzled and like I hate everything and da 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 da. And then they like made him. It's fine. And then they kind of like made him a lot more likable and more whimsical, and I like that evolution. I also like Bill. I feel like she was underrated as a companion as well.
I agree. I think his Bill as the companion was underrated. I think it's unfortunate because they could have had her in better stories.
Oh my god! When they introduced her and she like said everything the opposite of the way that everyone else said it, and she's like, oh, instead of saying it's big on the inside, she's like, oh, it's a lot smaller out here or something. She said things different than like everyone else did, which I thought was pretty cool. So if you could do a print for Matt Smith, what would you print for him?
I would probably attempt to get I don't know if Wexter's done it, but Wexter, I would have him make a little mini Matt Smith from a scene like Matt Smith with a Weeping Angel, and then I'd print that to be able to give to him.
I would print
that'd be cool.
I would print that, and then I would print the Tartarus to put him inside of.
Oh yeah, for a little TARDIS to put him in. Yeah, exactly.
Right. What I say, Tartarus?
TARDIS. You did.
See, I'm new. I'm still learning all the whole. Yeah.
Nice.
So,
nice.
All right. So,
hold on. I got one more.
Oh, he's got one more. Come on.
So, for like a new person getting into 3D printing, what would you tell them before they uploaded their first? Like, if they were having like the nervous issues with like uploading their first video, what would you like say to
as for creating content?
First creating content.
Oh, I see. I would if someone had a 3D printer and was attempting to create content and they were hesitant to release their first video, I would say just hit go. The worst thing that can happen, the absolute worst thing that can happen is no one will watch it. Like it's really not as like get it out there, and then any comments that come in, reply to them, and then use some of those as fodder to make your next video. Because a lot of people, they might have these ideas in place and they'll upload their first video and then the comments go in a direction that they're not anticipating. And I think what people need to realize is that by pivoting on the comments, then you get to make content based around what people are thinking. And so it's a way of kind of just rolling the ball down the hill, right?
Yep. That's a good recommendation.
Hey, and if anybody's making 3D printing content, they should tag me somehow so I see it so that I can subscribe.
That's awesome. You heard it here, people. Tag Steve and I too, because I'm always into seeing all kinds of new stuff. And when you become if you're a maker or even a content creator, you can come on the show and talk to us. So
or you can become a spooligan, join our Discord. Sorry,
spooligan, join our Discord.
Right.
So
you should if you're gonna have a booth at 3D Printopia this year again, you should come up with an unspooled patch that celebrates a first upload. So as a content creator, if they've made a first upload and you guys get to see it, maybe you could create a little patch or a sticker, and if they come by your booth, you could give it to them and get a selfie and being like, these guys are certified, man. They got their first upload.
Man, that would be cool.
We actually just broached a very similar thing to what you just said yesterday. I swear you must be psychic.
Yeah,
so we'll fill you in a little more as we get close to thing, because we may need a group of the community's help to pull this off. So
Cool.
But we think it'll be pretty cool. But yeah, like we're all about celebrating, new people to the community. I think, we always talk about this. There's several communities. There's the YouTube community, and there's a TikTok community, and then there's Twitter, and then there's people who Discord and Twitch. And like our whole thing is like just bring so that people know about these other communities, like bring some kind of like connection between the two, between all of those like sub communities, so that it's just like one. So it doesn't have to be like one big happy family, but just know that like there's more content out there. There's people who stream about 3D printing. There's people who who focus on just huge projects that only people in that network see. And then there's people who are like, wait, who? Joel Telling, and I'm like, how do you not know who Joel? You're 3D printing. You're in a Discord, but you don't know who Joel Telling is. So it's a lot of that general knowledge that kind of has been missed because machines have become easier. So you don't have to do as much research. You don't want to watching a Shep video, or you don't want to watch a Maker Muse, because the machines work out of the box now. So that part of like the growth in 3D printing is kind of like lost, and people are like, level my bed, what are you talking about? Or
I know, wait, it does it automatically.
Exactly. That's where I think making videos about specific filament, right? Because everybody prints PLA, and everybody that gets into it prints PLA, and to the point where people don't even want to venture into like PETG because they hear historical horror stories, and now PETG is so much easier to print now. But going into those things, so having videos showing people that it's not difficult. Like polycarbonate is not difficult to print now.
Surprisingly,
I print a lot of polycarbonate.
You just hit print and it goes, and it's like that's a PC part. What did I do?
I print a lot of polycarbonate, and 6 to 8 years ago, polycarbonate was a bear, right? Like
it was
not easy. And probably over the last like 3 to 4 years, polycarbonate is almost as push and print as PLA and PETG is. But
really, I mean, the only difference between PLA and polycarbonate for a lot of people is just temperature. That's literally it.
Yeah.
Which is so cool.
I know. Like you get a machine that does the temperatures, you just send the print and it does it, right? Like you get a Cheaty Q2, which has been my go-to for polycarbonate for the last month. That thing, you just send it and it does it, right? But so where you said some places, some traveling stuff at the beginning of the show that you were going to be going to, but where is 3D Printing Nerd and Joe Telling going to be for the next year?
For the next year. Well, let's see. So I know next month it is
hold on. Mortimer. Or you can say collaborations as well. If you,
Oh, sure.
If you can.
If I can. I know in March we're going to the Sanjay. I had to put all my thoughts together. We're going to the Sanjay Mortimer RepRap show in the UK in March. In April we have the Rocky Mountain RepRap show. April also has Rapid in Boston, but I don't know if we're making it to that. We're still working on that. I don't think I can make it to Murph this year. I always want to go, but it's just Murph is one of those ones where it's not really a sponsored trip because it's not like an advertising trip. And so I just have to see if it's within my time budget to be able to get out there. I always, threaten my family, hey, I should bring you to one of these things, right?
I would say Murph would probably be the one outside of how hot it is. It is a fun time.
It's a fun time. It's like a family reunion. It's a family reunion and a yard sale. And like a
traveling
circus.
It's a
fairground. Like it's
K2 Kevin
awesome.
calls it a traveling circus. I'm like, it's like all of those things.
That's pretty good. We've got Form Next. We're back at Form Next every year in Germany. We've got 3D Printopia now in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
We've got that one.
Got Lone Star too. I don't know if
Lone
you're doing
Star.
Lone Star or not.
Yeah.
Lone Star. I've heard about that. I don't know if I'm making it out to that.
And if Udo is in chat, you got Jerf.
Oh yeah.
Oh, see,
He was
that's
in
right.
chat.
Because
He was
Jerf
in
is
chat
happening
earlier.
at the same time as other stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I've always wanted to go to Japan.
Me
It
too.
sounds tasty.
Yep.
I like food.
From what I've heard, a lot of people are planning for 2027 to do Jerf.
Is
So,
it really?
Yeah, I got to get there at least in 2026 or 2027.
A lot of people are saying
right.
2027 for Jerf.
Yeah.
As far as collaborations go, I don't have anything on the books right now. I mean, I can text Neil Patrick Harris. I know we've talked about certain things, but there's nothing on the books. He's busy.
Yeah.
The Hacksmith, if I can get up to him, I know we've got some stuff that we can do. There's a couple prop shops down in Southern California that I might visit.
If you do, and I know you've done it in the past, but if you do any prop 3D printing partnerships with Bill, that stuff is always gold, at least for me. Like I love that.
Well, then you're gonna like what happens later this month. Fingers crossed.
Nice.
Yeah, I love that guy. He was one of the first. He was one of the first like cosplay foam smith people that I started following back in the day.
He was on the show on Sci-Fi. What was it called? It was I think it was a show with like people making props and stuff. I believe that's the first place that I saw him on, or something associated, or maybe it was History Channel or something. I saw him on TV before I saw him with you, and I was like, oh, okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then another person I like is Evil Ted, but he does mostly,
Ted's good, yeah.
He does mostly foam stuff.
I've been watching Bill since he was like in his dark little basement making crazy
He's still
stuff.
in his dark little basement.
Yeah. His stuff is great. Him and his wife there. Her name is escaping me, but Brittany, great stuff. So if anybody in chat doesn't know, check out their stuff on YouTube. It's amazing.
Punish Props.
Punish Props. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So, well, Steve, I'm gonna refrain from asking any more questions because I could go all night till 10.
I have one more.
All right, one more. Let's do one more. Let's do it.
If you could, so Neil Patrick Harris is in the 3D printing now. T-Pain's in the 3D printing now.
Yeah, that's right.
If you could pick like another celebrity that you think would probably be into 3D printing, who would it be? Like I've always leaned towards what's the guy's name? He used to be married to I'm gonna think about it. It's Joe something. He's a big burly guy. He does D&D.
He was on Big Bang Theory.
What's his name? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Joe Magley or something, whatever.
Yeah. I always feel like
someone said it in chat.
Super nerdy.
That guy.
Yeah,
Joe Manganiello. There we go.
Yeah. See, I would, if it was me, I would say the Superman guy that also does 40K. Henry Cavill. Like that
Henry Cavill is who I would say.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun. I would, if I ever got the chance, if I could collaborate with Henry Cavill on 3D printing some Warhammer stuff.
Oh, come on, dude.
We could probably get that going.
So,
that would be cool.
We
Chat, let's make it happen.
David, let's make it happen.
Yep.
This is what we do. We just start doing tweets like, "Oh man, Henry Cavill, blah blah blah." Joe Telly.
He's responsive to his fans and stuff. I guarantee if we all reach.
I've heard he's just a super good dude.
Yeah. I mean, he did a YouTube video on building his own computer.
I know.
That's true.
Well, all slow-mo showing his muscles. I mean, as one does, right?
Yeah. That's how I build my
case right over here.
That's how I build mine. Is slow-mo. Also in the bikini, which you mentioned earlier, but that's how I pay my bills.
Hey, make that bag, man. Make that bag. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, we appreciate you coming out and hanging out with us.
Appreciate you having me on. This was a lot of fun, guys. This won't be the last time, obviously.
Hey, whenever you need to come on or you want to come on the show, you want to open invitation. And we say that to everybody as well, but yours will be more open than theirs. All right. More open than Tech Jeepers or Additive Adam.
Look, they're all in chat.
Rude, man. Rude.
Listen,
I didn't say it.
I had to text Joel Finn, Polymaker Joel. I was like, listen, you're still my favorite Joel, okay? I was like,
he's one of my favorites too. I love that guy.
So we have a fellow friend who's in our Discord whose name is also Joel, and these mean people call him Timu Joel because of Joel, Polymaker Joel, and I'm like, that's and everybody calls him Timu Joel. And I'm like,
but
that's amazing.
Once again, man, we really appreciate you coming on, especially last minute. I mean, not last minute. We organized this a month ago. So
That's right.
It's been in the works.
It's been in the works. It's been on the books, man.
It's been on the books for quite a while.
Yeah.
Man, anytime, like we can't say thank you enough. But
this was cool. Let's do this again. Absolutely. I had a great time.
Anytime if you're working with a charity and they need something, and we'll send it out to our audience and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, our audience is pretty much still your audience, but still,
not all. We still got room to go.
Joel,
not Timu Joel. Yeah, that's true. Timu Joel didn't know.
He's exclusive to Unspooled.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we will let you go, Joel.
All right. You guys have fun, man. Really, thank you for having me on.
Yeah,
we'll do it again sometime soon.
All right. Have a good night.
Bye.
Say bye, everybody. All right. So that was Joel. Super cool dude, which everybody knows that.
Man, who was that guy?
It's really nice to.
I was just pulling questions out the air. I never met him before in my life.
I mean, it's always better when you get to just chat with someone.
For sure,
in person.
And guys, we're sorry we didn't get to go through all the questions. A ton of questions popping up.
Yeah,
we were on borrowed time, so we couldn't.
We did plan on only keeping him for 20 minutes. We ended up keeping him for like 40 minutes. So we really appreciate the extended time. We could have literally gone all night.
For sure.
Should have just asked questions all night. So what time is it? Almost 9 o'clock. I didn't have a whole lot I really wanted to discuss post Joel. I don't know if you did, Steve. One of the things that's been in the news now is that people are starting to get their Elegoo Centauri Carbon 2s. So we've just been I'm interested in that. So I've been keeping an eye on that. Seems like it's kind of a mixed bag.
Don't care.
No, Steve is boycotted the C2, but seems like a mixed bag of the experience people are having with them. So it'll be interesting to see. We've got a couple people in the Unspooled Discord who have received them, and I think both of them have had not the greatest experience with it. Don't quote me on that, but so it'll be interesting to see. But what else did you want to discuss tonight, Steve, or should we just cut it short? Wait. Adam, I don't know if he's in chat, but did you see he made another You Kiss Your Mother with That Mouth TD1?
Oh, that was one. He had those. I think he was just kind of like rebuilding them. But he did that the other night.
He built it on his stream. So I think he's going to be doing a giveaway or somebody.
I think they might be going to Rose City giveaway or something like that. I'm not 100%. Don't etch that in stone. But he
best TD1 ever.
Listen, I'm hoarding my last little bits of You Kiss Your Mother with That Mouth until
I've got a roll and a half of it, and I don't want to use it because I'm like, I don't want to use it until I know we can get more. So
I know, right? For sure.
And then the other thing I would like to point out John, who also makes our filament.
Yeah.
So John from Layerworks Solutions, he was gracious enough to sponsor my son's FRC team.
Nice.
With filament this year. So I just heard from him, I believe it was yesterday, that he's shipped out a bunch of filament for the kids to use on this year's robot. So Layerworks, John, and your wife, thank you so much, or soon-to-be wife.
Soon-to-be wife,
like
fiance, and
soon-to-be
a month and a half.
Thank you, all the kids. Thank you. We'll put your name on the robot, and it's going to have a lot of printed stuff on that. So they really do appreciate it, and all of us mentors appreciate it as well. So if you guys have a chance, and we've talked about them before, but check out Layerworks Solutions filament. He's got some really cool stuff. In addition to You Kiss Your Mother with That Mouth, a lot of, and he's coming out with new stuff all every week. So
But yeah, oh shoot, we need to find a raid target. Does anyone know of any people that are streaming in the maker or 3D printing?
Well, the funny thing
arena?
is once we switched to Wednesday, it seems like not as many people.
Yeah.
I think Tech Cheaper?
He's in the chat right now. He's streaming.
Oh.
I think it's just a
He's printing on his baby belt, which is
Polyfo's
cool.
up again. Well, we rated Polyfo last time.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can. That's FA. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's be Polyfo. All right. So again, everybody, whether you're watching this on Twitch or YouTube, we thank you for joining us.
Hang around for the raid. Show Polyfo some love. Hit the hearts when you get over there. And
even if you have to raid and fade, just let him know that we're there. He's got some cool stuff, and then we will see you next week.
See you. Peace.
Later, guys.